Once upon a winter night, the world fell silent, and this city began to dream. Snow drifted down like forgotten confessions, softening every sound, every thought. The streets became rivers of silver, guiding wanderers through a maze of memory and light. Behind every window, candles flickered like tiny stars, holding back the dark with fragile courage. Somewhere, a choir sang, a melody so distant it felt like it came from another century. You follow it without meaning to, your breath fogging the air like mist over a storybook. Every corner feels alive with secrets. Every step feels borrowed from a fairy tale. Here, Christmas isn't something that happens. It's something that awakens. It stirs in the quiet, in the warmth between strangers, in the glow of lanterns trembling in the wind. The world beyond the snow doesn't matter here. Only this moment does. The present feels eternal. The past feels close enough to touch. And the future? It's waiting just beyond the next snowflake. You realize you're not walking through a city, you're walking through a feeling. A memory made of light, sound, and stillness. This is from frozen streets to candlelit nights, the city that feels like a whispered Christmas dream. Amsterdam, Netherlands. Amsterdam, the capital of the Netherlands, becomes one of Europe's most enchanting cities during the Christmas season. Its famous canals, bridges, and gabled houses take on a magical glow under a blanket of snow. Strings of lights trace every bridge, turning the waterways into ribbons of gold. The city's heart beats strongest at Dam Square, where a towering Christmas tree stands beside the royal palace. Here, visitors gather to listen to choirs, sip warm drinks, and soak in the festive atmosphere. Nearby, the Amsterdam Light Festival transforms the canals into an open-air gallery of glowing art installations. Each reflection on the water tells a different story, blending art, light, and winter spirit. In Museumplein, the ice rink sparkles beneath the Rijksmuseum, surrounded by markets selling Dutch delicacies. Visitors taste stroopwafels, oliebollen, and hot chocolate as carols play softly in the background. Bicycles line the streets, their baskets filled with pine branches and wrapped gifts. The scent of cinnamon and butter drifts from bakeries, inviting you inside for a moment of warmth. Cafes glow with soft candlelight, a true reflection of Dutch gezelligheid, the comfort of togetherness. Trams glide quietly through the snow, connecting neighborhoods filled with joy and light. The Anne Frank House, peaceful and solemn, reminds visitors that even in celebration, history breathes here. At night, the city becomes a sea of reflections, bridges, windows, and stars blending into one endless shimmer. Locals gather along the canals with mugs of glühwein, sharing laughter that cuts through the cold. In Jordaan and De Pijp, smaller markets offer handmade crafts and local treasures. Each neighborhood adds its own charm, from classical carols to modern lights. Even the air feels calm, as if the whole city moves in harmony with the season. Amsterdam's Christmas isn't about grandeur. It's about grace, balance, and human warmth. The rhythm is gentle, the beauty effortless, and the feeling unforgettable. You leave with the scent of snow and cinnamon still lingering in your mind. Because here, the holidays are not just celebrated, they're felt. From snowy streets to silent nights, Amsterdam captures the timeless soul of a European Christmas. Munich, Germany. Nestled on the banks of the Isar River in southern Germany, Munich lies as the vibrant capital of Bavaria, beckoning visitors with a mixture of historic grandeur and modern vibrancy. As winter arrives and temperatures drop, the city transforms, the ancient streets turning frosty under soft snowfall, and the alpine air infusing every breath with crisp freshness. Founded in 1158, Munich has grown from a medieval monastery settlement into a grand metropolis. Yet it still retains echoes of its rich history in cobblestone lanes and Baroque facades. In December, the city's cultural heartbeat quickens as the scent of mulled wine and roasted chestnuts drifts through the night air at the legendary Christkindlmarkt in Marienplatz. Munich's architectural tapestry is breathtaking. The imposing Frauenkirche with its twin towers, the neo-Renaissance splendor of the Residenz, and the whimsical onion domes of Assamkirche. When the snow blankets the rooftops, those structures glisten under golden streetlights and create an almost fairy tale scene, as though the city were whispering its own winter tale. Munich's Christmas market, complete with wooden chalets, shimmering lights, and handmade crafts, feels less like a fair and more like a whispered dream of holiday enchantment. Strolling through Viktualienmarkt in winter, one can marvel at fresh produce, artisan goods, and hearty Bavarian fare, all framed by holiday garlands and shimmering decor. The Bavarian culture here is steeped in tradition, from hearty roast pork to schnitzel and spiced gingerbread. Winter foods warm both body and soul. At dusk, The Englischer Garten glows under frost-tipped trees, its open meadows and hidden paths inviting peaceful contemplation beneath a pale winter sky. Munich offers lively excursions too. Ice skating at Karlsplatz, a hot chocolate stop in the Viktualienmarkt, or simply admiring the glow of cafe windows along Maximilianstrasse. During Advent, Munich's skyline becomes adorned with festive lights, and the sound of carol singers drifts through squares, while choirs fill the air with soft harmonies. Beyond the city center, the Nymphenburg Palace Park gets quietly blanketed in snow and feels like a secluded winter wonderland waiting to be explored. The city's history during winter is also palpable. Royal parades, centuries-old buildings, and winding alleys that have seen snowfall after snowfall. At night, the golden illumination of the Neues Rathaus and the bustling square below invite you to pause in wonder and join the joyous hum of Christmas cheer. Winter in Munich is a layered experience, the ancient meeting the modern, the stillness of snow with the warmth of community and song. The smell of warming bratwurst, the clink of steins in cozy taverns, the sight of lanterns flickering in the twilight, all summon a festive mood that feels unexpectedly intimate. By candlelight in chapel windows and the gentle glow of street lamps, Munich reveals itself not as a loud spectacle, but as a whispered invitation to slow down and savor the season. The German word Gemütlichkeit perfectly captures that cozy sense of comfort and belonging weaves through Munich's winter nights, even for first-time visitors. Take time to wander through the lanes of Schwabing or Heidhausen, where historic buildings are wrapped in holiday wreaths and cafes exude heat and hospitality. When you stand on the stone steps of the Residenz at twilight, you sense centuries of history and holiday gatherings layered into one magical panorama. Munich may be large, but during winter its energy shifts. It becomes less frenetic and more reflective, yet deeply alive with festive spirit. Whether you sip Glühwein by the Kreiskindlmarkt or explore the silent corners of the old town after dark, you'll feel the city's winter charm breathe around you. In Munich's snow-kissed evenings, you don't just see holiday lights. You feel an atmosphere akin to a whispered Christmas dream, subtle yet unforgettable. And by the end of your stay, you'll realize that Munich in winter offers not only sights and sounds, but also a gentle awakening of wonder, a seasonal secret waiting to be discovered. Salzburg, Austria. Imagine a city that looks like it was born for winter. That's Salzburg, Austria, where the air itself seems to shimmer with melody. Resting gracefully on the Salzach River and surrounded by towering snow-draped peaks, Salzburg is where geography and grace intertwine. This city, once ruled by prince archbishops, wears its history proudly. Every steeple and facade tells a story of faith, art, and music. As the cold winds descend from the Alps, the city awakens into a cinematic snow globe. Streetlights blur into halos through falling snow, and the sound of distant bells drifts like a lullaby through narrow lanes. At the heart of it all stands the magnificent Hohensalzburg Fortress, watching over rooftops like a guardian of time. Below, the old town glows, pastel buildings, icy windows, and the faint hum of violins from hidden concert halls. The scent of roasted chestnuts and cinnamon fills the air, mingling with the laughter of visitors at the Christmas market. Residenzplatz transforms into a dreamscape of light and warmth, each stall a tiny story of craft and tradition. Children spin on ice rinks, couples wander hand in hand beneath garlands, and snow gathers softly on the bronze statues. Inside Salzburg Cathedral, choirs rehearse for Christmas Eve Mass, their voices soaring through candlelit arches. You can feel Mozart's spirit in every note, as though the city itself hums his melodies beneath its breath. Mirabelle Gardens lie still beneath frost, their fountains frozen mid-dance, a sculpture of winter itself. Along Getreidegasse, golden shop signs glitter like jewelry, leading you through a corridor of beauty and nostalgia. When night falls, the river reflects 100 tiny lights, each one flickering like a memory of Christmas past. Locals gather in warm cafes where windows fog with heat and conversation, the perfect refuge from the snow outside. The taste of Glühwein and the sound of carols mingle like two verses of the same gentle song. In Salzburg, winter feels alive, not cold, but comforting, like a story told by candlelight. Each breath of icy air carries centuries of music, art, and devotion. The silence here isn't empty. It's full of promise, waiting for you to listen. As you climb to the fortress, the view opens, the city glowing below, the Alps rising beyond, the sky painted in indigo and gold. It feels less like looking at a city and more like gazing into a dream. Salzburg's winter isn't loud or grand. It's tender, melodic, and endlessly beautiful. It's a whispered Christmas dream made real, where every moment feels composed just for you. Milan, Italy. Milan, Italy's beating heart of style, elegance, and winter allure, transforms into something ethereal when the cold season arrives. Set in the Lombardy region of northern Italy, this city stands gracefully between the Alps and the Po River plains, where foggy mornings blend into golden-lit evenings. Once a Roman settlement, later a Renaissance powerhouse, Milan has long been a crossroads of culture, commerce, and beauty. But in winter, it reveals a softer side, less runway, more reverie. The Gran Duomo di Milano dominates the skyline, its spires piercing the mist like frozen lace, each detail kissed by frost and light. At dusk, the piazza below shimmers with festive lights, and the cathedral's marble glows like candle flame against the darkening sky. You can hear the echo of history in every arch and stone, as if the city itself hums a quiet winter hymn. Along Via Monte Napoleon, the luxury windows sparkle with reflections of gold and crystal, blending fashion with festivity. But Milan's magic isn't only in couture. It's in the rhythm of footsteps echoing through Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II, where the mosaic floors gleam beneath chandeliers of light. Sip a cappuccino beneath the glass dome as snowflakes drift past the arches, and you'll understand why winter feels cinematic here. Nearby, La Scala's stage glows in anticipation. Opera lovers wrapped in scarves hurry through the chill for an evening of Verdi or Puccini. When the first notes rise through the velvet air, you realize Milan's soul is not just design, it's drama, melody, and emotion. Outside, the streets hum with life. Vendors selling roasted chestnuts, the soft ring of bicycle bells, laughter trailing behind wool coats. Christmas markets bloom across the city, from the Fiera di San Ambrogio to the shimmering stalls of Piazza Duomo, each one a small universe of warmth. There, you'll find delicate glass ornaments, panettone wrapped in ribbons, and the sweet scent of spiced wine carried on the wind. In Brera, narrow streets glisten with fairy lights and snow, and the art-filled windows glow like portals into another century. The Navigli canals mirror the glow of lanterns and Christmas garlands, their waters turning silver beneath the winter moon. Every reflection feels like a whispered story of love, art, and timeless Italian elegance. When the cold deepens, locals gather in cozy trattorias, sharing risotto alla Milanese, laughter, and red wine against the chill outside. Winter in Milan isn't just a season, it's a mood, refined, romantic, and touched with quiet grandeur. As the bells of the Duomo toll across the misty skyline, the city feels suspended between dream and reality. Milan doesn't shout its beauty. It breathes it softly, stylishly, like a secret shared by candlelight. And in those frozen streets and golden nights, you feel it, the heartbeat of a city that never stops creating, even in stillness. Warsaw, Poland. Warsaw, the proud capital of Poland, stands as a phoenix reborn, a city that has risen from the ashes to shine brightest under the hush of winter. Perched on the banks of the Vistula River, its skyline bridges the past and present, where Gothic spires meet glass towers in a harmony of resilience and beauty. When winter descends, the city transforms into a living snow globe, every corner softly glowing beneath a veil of frost. The old town, meticulously rebuilt after wartime ruin, becomes a fairy tale labyrinth of pastel facades dusted in snow. In Castle Square, the towering Christmas tree sparkles against the crimson walls of the royal castle, a sight both regal and tender. The cobblestones glisten, the air tastes of cold and cinnamon, and the laughter of skaters echoes from the ice rink nearby. Every streetlight flickers like a candle, illuminating centuries of history whispered through the chill. Warsaw's architecture tells stories, Baroque, Gothic, neoclassical, each facade a verse in the poem of survival. In winter, the Palace of Culture and Science rises like a beacon through the fog, its lights shimmering against the deep blue night. Markets bloom across the city, from the historic Rynek Starego Miasta to the modern Hala Koshiki, alive with color and warmth. Vendors offer steaming mugs of mulled wine, pierogi hot from the pan, and gingerbread hearts glazed in sugar and memory. Above the hum of the city, church bells toll, blending with the faint strains of carols carried on the icy wind. The scent of roasted nuts and pine needles fills the air, weaving comfort through the cold. Step into a cozy cafe, and you'll find candlelight flickering on polished wood, jazz humming softly, and locals lost in quiet conversation. Warsaw's winters are not just cold, they're deeply human, steeped in nostalgia, art, and endurance. In Łazienki Park, peacocks wander through the snow, and the frozen lake mirrors the pale glow of palace lights. The Chopin monument stands solemn yet serene, the music of its namesake echoing invisibly through the frosty stillness. Here, beauty and melancholy dance together, creating something heartbreakingly real. The modern skyline, glittering with frost, whispers of a city reborn, scarred yet endlessly alive. Each snowflake feels like forgiveness, each light like hope reborn. Warsaw doesn't dazzle. It moves you slowly, deeply, like a song you've known all your life but forgot how to hum. And when night falls over the Vistula, the city feels suspended, fragile, strong, and utterly magical. Winter in Warsaw is not loud celebration, but quiet triumph, a whispered Christmas dream in the language of resilience. Berlin, Germany. Berlin stands at the crossroads of Europe, a city forever marked by history, yet always looking forward. When winter comes, its stories seem to rise from the cobblestones, mingling with the mist of the Spree. The air grows still, the sky pale and endless, and the city begins its annual transformation into a canvas of ice and light. At the Brandenburg Gate, snow gathers on the columns that once divided and now unite, gleaming beneath the winter sun. The Unter den Linden Boulevard shimmers beneath twinkling lights, each one a quiet tribute to resilience. In the Tiergarten, frozen ponds reflect the muted glow of street lamps, and the statues wear crowns of frost. Berlin has endured centuries of change, empires, wars, divisions, Yet every winter, it feels whole again. The Christmas markets, especially at Gendarmenmarkt, pulse with warmth and laughter, their tents glowing like lanterns in the dark. Carols echo between neoclassical facades, while the smell of cinnamon and roasted nuts drifts through the air. At Museum Island, the grand buildings seem to dream beneath a blanket of snow, their reflection trembling in the icy spree. The Reichstag's glass dome glows from within, a symbol of transparency, democracy, and light in the heart of the cold. Berlin's architecture tells its own story, from Prussian grandeur to Bauhaus simplicity, from scars of the wall to futuristic steel and glass. Winter softens these contrasts, turning sharp edges into silhouettes of grace. In cafes tucked along a Friedrichstrasse, people huddle over steaming coffee, laughter cutting through the silence outside. The city's energy never fades, it merely shifts, becoming introspective, poetic, profound. The Holocaust Memorial lies silent under snow, its stones turned ghostly white, a reminder of memory and mercy intertwined. Berlin is a city that remembers, but also one that forgives. When night falls, the Fernsehturm rises like a silver beacon over the city, piercing the clouds above Alexanderplatz. Down below, trams hum through the frost, ferrying stories through streets that never truly sleep. Winter here feels less like an ending and more like a pause, a deep breath between chapters. And as candles flicker in apartment windows across the skyline, Berlin whispers its timeless truth. Out of cold comes warmth, out of silence, song. Oslo, Norway. Winter in Oslo feels like stepping into a Nordic film. Every frame crisp, every color alive against the white. Perched by the Oslo fjord and surrounded by snow-draped forests, the city feels both wild and refined. The air is electric, the sky pale as pearl, and the snow catches every bit of light like silver dust. The streets hum with quiet confidence, modern, sleek, yet touched by the timeless rhythm of the North. At the Opera House in Yerekinum, you can walk straight onto the roof, where the wind bites your cheeks and the fjord stretches endlessly below. It's the kind of beauty that feels cinematic, raw and intentional all at once. In Aker Brygge, glass towers shimmer beside frozen waters, while cafes glow with golden warmth and the smell of espresso. Every window becomes a lantern, every breath a cloud of frost. The Christmas market by Spikersuppa bursts with color, handmade crafts, reindeer hides, steaming glug served with a smile. Music drifts through the crisp air, a mix of laughter, bells, and acoustic guitars. It's modern, cozy, and somehow ancient all at once. In the old town, snow clings to timber houses, and narrow alleys feel like pages from a Norse fairy tale. Up at Holmenkollen, the ski jump lights the skyline like a frozen flame, and locals ski beneath the stars. Beyond the city, forests stretch forever, dark pines crowned with snow, silence deeper than thought. Oslo's beauty lies in its contrasts: ice and fire, glass and wood, silence and song. Evenings here feel endless, wrapped in candlelight and the faint scent of wood smoke. Sometime, the sky itself joins the celebration, shimmering with the northern lights. It's the kind of place that makes you stop mid-step just to breathe it all in. Every moment feels deliberate, cinematic, alive. Winter doesn't freeze Oslo, it completes it. And when you stand by the fjord at night, lights flickering across the water, you'll feel it too, the calm power of the north, steady and eternal. Stockholm, Sweden. Once winter falls over Stockholm, the city becomes a fairy tale whispered between water and sky. The sun lingers low, casting a golden glow that kisses the snow and turns the world to glass. The streets of Gamla Stan twist and turn like pages in an ancient story, lined with shops glowing from within. The scent of fresh saffron buns and cinnamon drifts from cafes, wrapping you in warmth as you walk. You can hear the gentle hum of laughter from the Christmas market. See the flicker of firelight against icy windows. Children chase snowflakes through Stortorget Square, while the Great Royal Palace keeps its silent watch above. Boats rest in the frozen harbor, their ropes creaking softly against the docks. Overhead, the church bells of Storkirken ring, slow, deep, and comforting. In the distance, you can see the spires of Södermalm and the frozen bridges that link the city's islands together. Everywhere, candles glow, in cafes, in homes, even in the snow outside small doorways. Stockholm's people greet you with smiles that warm more deeply than any fire. Inside, the rooms are full of laughter, the smell of cardamom and fresh coffee lingering in the air. Outside, the night falls softly over the water, where reflections ripple like strands of silk. On Djurgården, the snow lies thick on the pines, and lanterns light the paths leading toward old wooden cottages. It feels as if time has slowed, or maybe it's just that winter here makes everything tender. The sea freezes at its edges, the sky deepens, and the stars burn brighter than ever. You find yourself lingering for the view, for the hush, for the way Stockholm seems to breathe in unison with you. The city doesn't just shine, it glows from within, as if holding a secret of light in its heart. When midnight comes and the last bell echoes across the harbor, the whole city feels like a living dream. Stockholm in winter isn't just beautiful, it's soulful. A place where frozen streets and candlelit nights meet in perfect harmony, whispering softly, "Stay a little longer." Zurich, Switzerland. There's something about Zurich in winter that feels like falling in love, slowly, unexpectedly, completely. The city sits like a jewel at the edge of Lake Zurich, where water meets mountain and time seems to stand still. Snow drifts through the air like soft confetti, landing on rooftops and shoulders with gentle grace. The old town glows beneath strings of light, each narrow alley promising warmth just around the corner. You walk past pastel facades, their windows lit with candles, the scent of chocolate and coffee leading the way. In a small cafe, you find refuge, steam fogging the glass, laughter spilling into the hum of conversation. Outside, the bells of St. Peter's Church chime softly over the river, their echoes mingling with the sound of snow. Zurich's magic lies in its contrasts, luxury wrapped in simplicity, elegance softened by warmth. At the Christmas market by the station, music drifts through the air. Violins, carols, and the faint clink of mugs. You buy roasted nuts and a cup of mulled wine that smells of cloves and orange peel. For a moment, it feels like time itself is sipping beside you. Along Bahnhofstrasse, every shop window gleams with light, but it's the faces you notice, smiling, flushed, alive. Down by the lake, the world feels still. The mountains watch from afar, silent and silver, while the city's lights ripple gently in the water. A couple walks by, hand in hand, their breath misting the air, a perfect portrait of the season. Zurich's winter is not loud, it's intimate. It's found in glances, in warmth shared, in the hush that follows laughter. When the night falls and the snow deepens, the whole city seems to glow from within, a heart beating under layers of white. And in that stillness, you realize what makes Zurich unforgettable. It's not its wealth or precision, it's its soul, soft and shining, like candlelight behind frosted glass. Geneva, Switzerland. Winter drapes itself over Geneva like a film scene slowed to perfection, all reflection, stillness, and shimmering light. The city sits where the lake kisses the Alps, and every horizon looks painted by hand. Snow settles on terracotta rooftops and marble statues, softening the edges of power and precision. The jet d'eau rises in the distance, its spray freezing into diamonds that fall back like stars. The old town perches above it all, glowing gold against the pale silver of the lake. Every step through its narrow streets feels like walking through memory, candles flickering behind frosted glass, footsteps echoing between stone walls. The scent of chocolate, cinnamon, and coffee fills the air, weaving warmth through the cold. Market stalls hum with life, their lights glowing beneath the falling snow. Laughter, soft music, and the clink of mugs spill from every direction. Down by the waterfront, swans glide through mist, their feathers like silk against the gray water. Beyond them, the Alps rise vast, still, and almost impossibly close. You can feel the pulse of the city beneath the calm, the quiet ambition, the creative heartbeat, the deep human warmth. Cafes along the lake invite you in with candlelight and comfort, fondue bubbling, red wine glowing, conversation drifting like snowflakes. The Christmas market in Parc des Bastions feels cinematic. Firelight on faces, carols beneath snow-laden branches. Even the famous flower clock sleeps under its blanket of white, waiting for spring's return. But Geneva's beauty in winter isn't about waiting, it's about being. Stillness here feels alive, as though every frozen moment hums with quiet purpose. The mountains beyond hold their breath, the city glows, and the lake listens. When night comes, the water mirrors the lights, and the line between earth and sky blurs into dream. Winter in Geneva isn't about cold. It's about connection between silence and sound, light and soul. It's the kind of beauty that doesn't shout. It simply stays with you long after the snow is gone.